Long years ago, in a small village in Myanmar, there lived a potter and a washerman. Yuting, the potter, was a very lazy person. Yunam, the washerman, was hardworking and clever.
Yunam is earning good amount of money. I am really feeling jealous.
One day, the king of Myanmar,
I want a white elephant. Even though I have many grey elephants, a white elephant will bring luck. I wish I owned one.
Yuting, who learnt this,
Let me use this opportunity and trouble Yunam.
he went to the king.
My lord, Yunam, the washerman, will wash your grey elephant till it turns to white.
Quite interesting. Go and call him. It's king's order.
My lord, please tell me, what should I do?
You have to wash my grey elephant to white.
Yunam was shocked, but he immediately guessed Yuting was behind this.
It should be Yutin's idea. Hey, Yutin. You. My lord, I need a big pot to wash the elephant. I think only Yutin can do it.
Is it so? Okay. I will order Yuting to make a big pot.
That's it. When Yuting heard this,
What? A pot to wash an elephant?
there was no other go but to make a pot. Yuting started to make a pot. After a month,
Yunam, take this pot.
Yunam tried to enter the elephant, but it broke.
What is this, Yutin? You should have made a thicker pot than this. Go, bring me another pot which is thicker.
All right.
Again, he toiled hard to make a thicker pot.
Yunam, take this pot.
This time, the elephant entered the pot.
Thank God. This time it's a success.
What next? Come on, start washing, Yunam.
Yunam did not find words to speak. After thinking for few moments,
Okay, my lord. I need some water to pour in this pot and boil it.
he asked the guards to build an enormous fire under the pot.
Add some more wood.
After long hours, Yunam tested the water.
My lord, the water is still cold.
What? I cannot wait. Why it is not getting hot? What is the reason?
My lord, the pot is too thick. It will take many days for the water to get hot. If it is like this, guess how many days will it take to boil?
Stop. Yuting, I order you to make another pot.
Oh my God.
He worked for many months and made many pots, but not even one pot was fit. King got furious.
Yuting has fooled me. I'm ordering him to leave this country immediately. Ask him to leave at once. I don't want white elephant anymore.
Yuting sadly left the country, and Yunam lived happily and peacefully. Long ago, in Mongolia, Tohan and Bempo were friends. Bempo's father was a wealthy sheep farmer.
My son, we have enough wealth. It's enough if you take care of our herd.
Oh, I will do it, father.
Tohan's father was a poor weaver. Tohan went to meet Bempo.
Listen, I'm going to learn a lot of things. I'm going to learn to read and write, to play flute and play chess. Yes, it'll be great if you join me. Will you?
What is the use of learning? You know, my father too is illiterate, but he is rich. Similarly, I'll be also rich. No need for me to learn.
Okay, I will take leave.
Tohan said goodbye to his father and left for next village. There, he learned to read, write, play flute and chess. He became an expert in all within a very few days.
I have learnt enough. Let me return to my home.
When he returned, he learned from Bempo that his father is no more. He felt very sad. Suddenly, a bandit band entered.
Arrest everyone. Capture the village.
Everyone were arrested.
Please release me.
Why? Have you learnt anything special?
Yes, I know to play flute.
Immediately, Tohan played the flute. The place was filled with melodious music. Even the bandit's heart softened.
What a melodious music. I will release you for playing such a music.
Sir, a small obligation.
Tell me,
I will be very happy if you release my friend Bempo too.
do you have any skills like this?
No,
Then you have to stay with us.
Tohan, who was released, reached a place which was ruled by the king Sakim. He loved to play chess and was crazy about the game.
our king is playing a game every day with each and every one of us. If we lose, that's the last day in our life.
Whose turn today?
Tohan, who heard this, felt very angry. He went to meet the king. When he reached the place,
Hey, Bempo, how did you come here? Why they caught you?
It's all my fate. I escaped from the bandits, but was caught by these people. And I'm the one who is going to play with the king today.
What are you telling?
Bempo, who doesn't know anything about the chess, was defeated within a very few minutes. Immediately, king drew his sword to kill him. But at the same time,
Just wait, sir. Before killing him, please play a game with me. And if I lose, you can kill both of us.
What? Another game? Come on!
both of them sat for the game.
If I win,
What? Can you win me? Ha! Okay. If you win, I will grant your wish.
thank you, my lord.
Tohan and king played. Tohan won the game. The king became furious. But since he promised, he kept quiet.
Since you have won, tell me your wish.
From now on, you should not kill anyone.
Okay, granted.
Bempo was released. Everyone felt happy. Tohan, as per his father's wish, put all his learning for good use. Long, long ago, in a small village in Tibet, a beautiful girl called Rolma was living with her parents.
Many men are asking for our daughter's hand.
Yes, but we should get her married to a good man.
I have a plan. Let's go to the temple and pray. We will then decide.
Then let's go tomorrow.
Unknown to them, a merchant called Gubin was overhearing their conversation.
Wow! What a good opportunity!
The next day morning, Gubin hid himself in the temple. Rolma's parents came there and prayed.
My dear devotees, tomorrow a merchant with white cap will visit your home. He will be the perfect match for your daughter.
They were very happy. Little did they know it was Guban's plan. Next day,
Can I come inside?
Come in. Come.
they all were really shocked and worried to see a stout, ugly, and a short fellow.
What's this? Should my daughter marry him?
If God wishes this, we cannot do anything.
Where is your daughter? Call her immediately.
Rolma, come here.
Guban closed her in a box which he bought.
I will take her to my place and marry her. I'm doing this so that no one will see this. Okay, bye.
Rolma's parents were seeing Guban leaving. After walking for a very long distance,
Let me take rest for a while.
Guban felt fast asleep. Rolma, who was inside the box, started weeping. A hunter who was passing by,
What? I hear a weeping sound.
Hunter searched around and started walking towards Guban. He realized that the sound was coming from the box and opened it.
Ah? What? A girl inside the box? What would be the reason?
Rolma narrated the whole story.
I will help you. Come with me. Before that, I will teach him a lesson.
Hunter packed his dog inside the box and left the place. Guban, who woke up after some time,
Feeling fresh. Let me open the box and see her face.
he was struck with fear when he opened the box. The dog pounced on him and attacked him. Rolma was very happy in the hunter's house. Both of them wished to marry. We should invite my parents for our marriage.
Definitely.
Rolma's parents arrived.
My dear, how are you?
The next day, Rolma married the hunter. Her parents felt very happy than Rolma.
Thank God. She escaped from that Guban and found a handsome and good husband. I feel happy.
Me too.
Many years ago, in Japan, a farmer by the name Taro was living with his grandmother. He loved her very much. Everyone in the village was living very happily. Once,
Taro, what is this? Rain has failed for the season. The whole village is going to suffer.
Yes, Grandma. Because of this problem, there is not enough food.
the headman of the village,
There is a shortage of food grains. I should work out this somehow.
he thought for some time, and then
Young people of the village are more important. So, let me order the old ones to go to the nearby mountain.
village headman ordered the people to leave the village who was above 60 years.
Take care. I'm leaving.
Bye bye, my son.
Everyone said a sad farewell to their old ones.
Grandma, I cannot live without you.
So,
Hide yourself in that room. No one will know that you're here.
Taro bought her food very secretly. Few weeks passed. One day, the headman put up an important notice in a public place. It was from the headman of the next village. Taro read the notice.
These villages should answer the 3 questions given below. Fail to answer, half of this village will be occupied by us.
After reading, Taro ran to his grandma.
Grandma, listen.
What? Tell me.
Listen carefully. Tell me the answer for 3 questions.
Okay, ask the questions.
First question. How can you tell which part of a log is nearer to root and which is nearer to top?
This is the answer, my child.
Okay. Second question. How to make a rope from the ashes?
Again, she whispered in his ears.
Wow! This is the third question. How do you run a silk rope through a hollow pipe which is curved and crooked?
Once again, she whispered in his ears.
With these answers, I can save our village. See you, Grandma.
Taro took a piece of log, rope, curved pipe, a bag, and went to meet the headman.
Sir, I have come with the answers for 3 questions.
Very good. Tell me.
First, throw this log piece in the water. The part which is inside the water is nearer to root, on the other side is the top. Second one, spray salt on the rope and light the rope.
The rope started burning slowly, and finally, ashes remained like a rope.
Here is answer for the third question.
He placed the pipe and poured honey at one end. He took an ant and tied the silk thread in one of its legs and placed it at other end. Ant went inside the pipe to drink the honey. Silk thread came out along with the ant. The headman who saw this felt very happy.
Taro, you're really brilliant. Thanks for the answers.
These are not my answers.
Then who told you the answers?
My grandmother told me.
Headman felt guilty when he heard this.
I have made a big mistake. My thought of old people are useless is wrong. I request all the old people to return to the village.
Everyone who heard this felt happy.
Taro, accept this gift. This is for your grandma.
Everyone were reunited. Rain soon showered. Normal life returned. Whole village thanked Taro's wise grandmother. Once upon a time, in Indonesia, a poor bird hunter named Vajan lived. A king named Hishak ruled the country. He had a daughter by the name Devi Pitang, a beautiful girl. One day, Vajan saw Devi Pitang when she was passing by his home.
Oh, what a beauty! I wish to marry her.
King was a very keen archer.
I want my daughter to marry the best archer.
Vajan, who learned this,
My God, I do not even know how to hold the bow. How will I marry her? I have to work out some plan.
he thought for some time.
Yes, that is the best way.
He caught some birds and plucked the right eye of every bird.
Now, let me go near the palace to sell these birds.
When he reached the palace, crowd gathered. King Hu noticed this.
Go and find out what is happening there.
The guard returned back after knowing what the reason was.
My lord, he is selling the birds which doesn't have right eyes.
Interesting. Bring him here immediately.
Vajan came to the palace.
My lord, did you call me?
How is that the birds you sell doesn't have a right eye?
My lord, my aim is only bird's right eye.
Wow! What a skill! Will you marry my daughter?
My lord, I am a poor hunter. I will not be able to provide her a good life.
The king was moved by his honesty.
I will give you enough money. And you can stay here. Now tell me your decision.
Your order. Thank God my plan worked out.
After few weeks, the marriage took place in a grand way.
Vajan, prove your skill before everyone.
Oh my God, I am trapped. If the king knows the truth, he will kill me immediately. What will I do now? Lord, I have left my bow and arrow in my home.
No problem. You can use mine.
Today is the last day for me.
Vajan trembled. He tried to hold the bow, but could not. He tried again and again. Everyone lost patience. Suddenly, a guest came.
Come on, Vajan. Hurry up.
Saying this, he slapped at the back. This jolted Vajan and he released the arrow. It passed and pierced the neck of the crane which was flying. Everyone appreciated. King took the bird and proudly announced,
Did you see Vajan's skill? His arrow pierced the narrow neck of the crane. He is the best archer.
But Vajan pretended to be angry.
My lord, my aim is only the right eye and not to kill the bird. But today, because he disturbed me, my arrow killed that bird. What a pity. So from now, I take a vow not to touch the bow. Thank God, great escape.
From that day, no one even spoke about the bow to him. He remained happy and spent his day with his wife peacefully for the rest of his life.